welcome to the first installment of Cooking on the Food Truck. I am Chef Brandon. I decided to do this because coronavirus has grounded this rig, and I thought it'd be a great idea to bring some of the recipes that we serve our loyal customers to you in your home kitchen, so you can prepare some of them yourselves in the time being while we're gone until we're back out on the road serving everybody. Today, we are gonna deal with chicken roulades. They are a rolled chicken dish. We're gonna start in the garden where we have fresh spinach growing. This is one of our first raised beds that are producing this year. And oh look, Kim is conveniently here. So what are you doing, Kim?
Well, I am trying to collect enough spinach for your roulades today for your demonstration. Harvesting the outer ring of leaves, and that will leave the smaller ones to continue to grow and produce.
So we are going to start with the chicken breast. So when you go to a chain grocery store, often you get these mammoth chicken breasts, right? They're harder to deal with, so it's always easier to slice them. You always check for bone in this area here. Okay, make sure you got no bone there. And then we take a, right in the middle there, just a clean slice right through. So then you've got two more appropriately sized chicken breasts. I have put a piece of wrap over my cutting board. This is to pound out the chicken. Okay, we want the chicken flat and even to roll for the roulade. I'm gonna cover it with the plastic wrap. You always want to use flat side of the mallet and start kind of in the center. Let the mallet do a lot of the work, right? You're going to put a little bit more pressure when you're starting in the center. As you come out to the sides, kind of let the mallet roll off the chicken as you come out to flatten it on the sides. It's time to add the inside ingredients. We start off with a little bit of salt and pepper, right? We're going to use some of this high quality Greek feta cheese. And I cover about 3/4 of the breast with the cheese. I press it in a little bit. Then I'm going to take some of this beautifully washed spinach Kim picked out of our garden. The majority of the ingredients we use on this food truck comes from local farms, including our own. So, then we just roll it up. Right, and there is your beautiful chicken roulade ready to go in the pan with some oil. You're gonna put a little oil in your pan, right? Get that hot. You wanna start with the seam that you rolled, how you ended there. See how that, you want to sear that and almost meld it into the rest of the breast. So you got your hot oil on the pan. You're going to put it that side down. Of course, after we touch raw chicken, we must wash hands, right? Check on these guys. What you're trying to do is get a nice golden brown delicious on them, right? We're going to flip them. Come over this guy. You're working on them in your pan. If you kind of shake the chicken breast and it doesn't want to come up, just leave it. Let it be for a minute. It will come up on its own once it's ready. If you're sitting there and it's still stuck to the pan, then that's no good. Just leave it. Let it sit until it can comfortably roll back over. This is funny. Normally when I do these for weddings, I've got this whole flat top filled with these guys. So we're going to put all these guys in here. When I do a bunch of them on this flat top, I will put them on a sheet pan and stick them in the oven. If you're just doing dinner for you and your family and you just have 3, go ahead and use them in a pan like this. Then as long as you got an oven-proof pan, you can just shove it right in the oven like that. 375 degrees. They'll cook for about 15 more minutes. Let's get started on the mushroom cream sauce. We're going to start with the garlic. We need to mince that first. So we're going to cut this. This recipe, what you're going to see here, is going to make about 1 quart of bechamel sauce, which then we will use about 6 to 8 ounces of that bechamel for the mushroom cream sauce. We will begin on the bechamel sauce with butter, right? The key with bechamel sauce and a lot of the majority, 3 out of the 5 of the mother sauces begin with a roux. A roux is just flour cooked in butter, right? You use 1 part butter to 1 part flour, very simple. So once that's melted, we're going to kick this down to about medium, right? We are going to use equal part flour. Dump it on top of your butter. We're going to whisk this together. There are 3 types of roux. First is a white roux. Second type is a blonde roux. And the third type is a dark roux. And all that means is you're just cooking this flour a little bit longer. A brown roux is used in a lot of Creole cuisine and down in New Orleans for gumbo, for Alfredo sauce, things like that. You're going to want to go with a light or white roux. We're going to throw in our garlic. If you throw in your garlic to begin with, you'll scorch it. We don't want that. Basically just want a flavor. We just want a little bit of the garlic to flavor this roux for this sauce. We are going to gradually add our milk. Okay, this should be room temperature or warmed milk. This is 1 quart of milk that we are adding to 4 tablespoons, 2 ounces of butter, and 2 ounces of flour. As you can see, as you gradually add, the sauce will continue to thicken up. A traditional bechamel, you do not add that garlic, but since I know I'm making this into my mushroom cream sauce, I like the garlic flavor in it. If you're just making a straight up bechamel, you would omit that garlic. This is almost ready. On a smooth, creamy consistency. This whole process will take about 5 minutes. This needs about 1 more minute. When we're here, we're gonna add some seasoning, right? A little bit of salt, white pepper, because we want it all to look white. If you use dark pepper, you'll have dark specks in there. This is a dash of nutmeg, ground nutmeg. Get that incorporated. Salt, pepper, nutmeg. And there we have a beautiful bechamel sauce with garlic this time for my mushroom cream sauce. So that's done. Moving on to the mushrooms. We have a gourmet blend of mushrooms here. 4 ounces of mushrooms for this sauce that's going to create a quart of mushroom cream sauce. We're just going to plow through these gently. They're going to go in a blender, so it doesn't have to be much, but just plow through them. What I like to do is find my oil. There it is. Put it back. See, I'm doing good, Kim. I'm putting things back. We're going to put a little bit of color on these by sauteing them. About 1-2 minutes max on those. These guys are done. Want some color on them. Brings out some flavor in the mushroom. We are going to take our blender. Only do this, please. Only do this if you have a commercial grade blender. Okay, this is heat proof. Can take this heat of this bechamel. You do this with a more conventional home blender, let this cool down a lot more. We want 6 ounces of our bechamel. Boom, we're there. Right? We're gonna add the sauteed mushrooms. We're gonna add a little Parmesan cheese. Blend away. That is good. We're gonna return this to a pan. We're just gonna let those yummy ingredients kind of meld over some low heat for just about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm gonna give it a nice taste. Delicious. It's time to check our chicken. It's been in there about 15-20 minutes. You are always looking for an internal temperature of chicken or any poultry of 165 degrees. Try to jab your thermometer in a meteor section, 167. 165 on the button. Look at that. 165. That's what we want. These guys are done. It is time to plate. My favorite part. Oh. We want to start with our wonderful mushroom cream sauce we made. I normally have a squirt bottle and make a nice zigzag, but for this, we'll just do a nice plop in the middle. Take one of our roulades. We're gonna slice this into 3 pieces. That nice roulade look. I'll place one face down, place one up, and we'll lean one on top. Oh, and I almost forgot Kim's beautiful green onions she cut for a garnish. Cut these on a bias, make them look a little sharper and neater. Take some and we will just sprinkle on top. Chicken roulade with feta cheese and spinach. Thank you all very much for joining me again on Cooking on the Food Truck with Chef Brandon and Kim.